My phone buzzed once, a single vibration against the oak table. No name, just a photo. At first, I thought it was a mistake, someone else's message spilling into my night. But when I opened it, the room seemed to tighten around me. My chest, too, like the air had thickened. A blurry shot, a hotel hallway, my wife's back, my brother's hand on her waist, both stepping inside a room I didn't recognize, except for the dim gold light that made their shadows stretch long and intimate. I stared at it for several seconds, waiting for something inside me to break. It didn't. Instead, everything in me went still. Too still. The next message came 10 seconds later. You deserve to know. No explanation, no plea, just that. The kind of message someone sends when they've watched something for too long and finally can't anymore. I looked toward the bedroom door. I expected her to appear, sleep soft, unaware, innocent under the warm light. But she didn't come, and for once, I was grateful. Outside, the streetlight flickered. Inside, silence gathered in corners. My mind didn't scream. It calculated. And something deep, something old, shifted into place. Not anger, not grief, precision. I didn't confront her, not then. Not when she wandered out the next morning, eyes bright, hair messy, wearing the shirt I bought her 2 anniversaries ago. She kissed my cheek. She tasted like mint and lies. I watched her butter toast, watched her hum to herself, watched her avoid looking at her phone. A small thing, too small for anyone else to notice, but I saw it. When she finally did check it, her thumb hesitated. Barely a blink of time, barely a tremor, but I felt the tremor in my bones. She deleted something. I kept eating. My brother called that afternoon, his voice too cheerful, too rehearsed. He asked about the family gathering next month. He spoke of guests, of speeches, of how everyone can't wait to see you two. I said nothing. I let him fill the silence. He laughed nervously. You good, man? Fine, I said. I wasn't. But fine was easier. Fine meant invisible. Fine meant I could still move silently through the unfolding cracks. And the cracks were spreading. Small stories that didn't quite match. Trips that didn't align. The way she stiffened when his name appeared in conversation. I replayed old moments with new eyes. Their inside jokes. Their shared glances. The night she returned home late, claiming she'd left something at work. I remembered the perfume. Faint, expensive, and not her usual. The suspicion didn't stab. It seeped. Slow, quiet, cold. I felt like someone watching a house shift before it collapses. Not with noise, but with weight. Some truths don't announce themselves. They breathe on your neck in the dark. I began small. A review of phone bills. A look at financial statements. The quiet collection of details no one notices. Patterns emerged, patient as shadows. Unknown numbers, short calls at odd hours, charges from a hotel 10 miles away, far from her work, far from ours. I told myself not to jump to conclusions, but my mind wasn't jumping. It was following footprints. I ordered a DNA kit, another truth I'd been afraid to touch, a whisper in the back of my mind since the day she'd told me she was pregnant earlier than expected, as if time bent for her convenience. I swabbed my cheek while she slept, sent it in, waited. The waiting was the hardest part, not because I feared the answer, but because I already knew. I watched her, observed her, let her live in her illusion of control. She laughed easily. She held my hand with just a little too much effort. She looked at me the way someone looks at a person they're hoping stays blind. My brother, too. His voice grew strained, edges fraying. When he visited, he avoided eye contact. He drank more than usual. He asked if everything was okay between us. Us, as if he wasn't part of the rot beneath the floorboards. I pretended nothing had changed. Pretended I believed them both. Calm on the surface, a storm beneath. At night, I lay beside her and listened to her breathing. Even, steady, undeserving. She slept like someone who believed she was safe. And in the hollow hours before dawn, I made a plan. Not to hurt her, not to shout, not to crumble, but to expose. To cut quietly, cleanly. like a surgeon removing something diseased. The results arrived on a Wednesday, a bland envelope, a quiet sentence inside. Probability of paternity, 0%. I didn't react, didn't flinch. My hands didn't even shake. It was confirmation, not disruption. That night, I handed her the report as she stirred a pot on the stove. She looked confused, then concerned, then terrified. Her lips parted. My expression didn't change. The paper slipped from her fingers. "I can explain," she whispered. I let the silence answer her. A silence that pressed down harder than any accusation.
She tried again. It was a mistake. I kept my voice even. Which part? She swallowed. Her eyes darted like a trapped animal's. Then she said his name. My brother's. She said it softly, as if soft could save her. My chest felt hollow, but steady. I'd already done the breaking days ago. She fell apart. I watched her come undone, slow, unraveling threads. Her breath hitched, her legs buckled. The truth hollowed her out in real time. All I did was stand there, silent, still, certain. 2 weeks later, my father raised his glass at my brother's wedding reception. 300 guests, fake smiles, glittering lights, a rented happiness. He toasted family, loyalty, brotherhood. Then he turned to me, that stupid, proud grin. "When's your turn?" The room laughed. I didn't. 8 months ago, I said. The microphone made my voice colder than I intended, but maybe that was perfect. "You were invited," I continued. My father blinked. Your favorite son threw the invitation in the trash." The laughter died instantly. My brother went pale. My father froze. Then my wife walked in from the hallway, the DNA report in her hand, because I'd placed it in her purse before the ceremony. She saw the crowd, saw the report, saw me. She stopped breathing. Total silence fell, heavy, absolute. My brother staggered forward, shaking his head, mouthing no, as if denial could rewind time. My father's face collapsed in slow motion. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. I just stepped aside, letting them see each other clearly for the first time, letting the truth breathe, letting the devastation settle exactly where it belonged. I walked out before anyone could speak, before anyone could beg. The night air felt sharp, clean, honest. Behind me, voices rose, panic, pleading, anger, a storm that had nothing to do with me anymore. I kept moving. My mind felt strangely light, like someone had opened a window inside my skull after years of stale air. No grief, no rage, just clarity. Some people expect closure to feel warm. It doesn't. It feels like stepping onto solid ground after convincing yourself the shaking was normal. My phone buzzed again as I reached my car. Her name, his name, my father's. I turned it face down on the seat. I didn't need to read a single word. They were all living in the collapse now. I was already elsewhere. As I drove away, the venue lights faded in the mirror, small, flickering, distant, a dying star. My last thought was simple, quiet, final. I didn't lose them. I released them.